All right, here are the cards we're going to make today. We've got this beautiful card. It's the cinnamon cider color with some flowers for every season, DSP, and the sunflower dye. Very pretty. And we've got this poppy card, again with the flowers for every season, DSP. And then we're using the label punches here. So what I want you to notice though on these cards is, even though we've got a poppy card, I used the bright Pacific Point ink. Really made that sentiment pop. And on this one here, even though we've got the cinnamon and the jade going here, I went ahead and used Gorgeous Grape for my sentiment color. And so let me just talk just for a moment about why I did that before we make our cards, which our cards are pretty straightforward to make. I want you to think about the color wheel for just a minute when you're choosing your sentiment colors or colors that you want included on your cards. If you just think about the color wheel for just a minute, that will help you to choose colors on your card that will make your card pop. Okay, so here we have a basic color wheel. I always remember to keep yellow and green together and pink and purple together. Okay, and then just fill in. Now I just used a circle punch and just punched out some cardstock that I have in my craft room that I was using, but remember, you can substitute out any red, any orange, any yellow, any green. Okay, this you want to keep a nice green blue, any blue. See, I had Misty Moonlight, but I decided I wanted to go with Pacific Point. So just use the colors that you have in your stash, but this will kind of help you choose, okay, I wanted a brighter blue. For example, here you could go with Real Red here, you could go with Melon Mambo, you could go with Purple Posy. This just helps you plan and get an idea of colors you want to use. But I want to call attention to using triangles when you're choosing colors that pop. So for example, when you're changing the ink on your inkjet computer, here's your magenta, here's your yellow, here's your cyan. In this case, this cyan blue is functioning as the primary color, okay? Not so much the blue, rather it's the cyan, which is the green blue, okay? So the magenta, the yellow, and the cyan form a triangle, okay? You can do the same thing when you're looking for sentiments that pop. So on this one, for example, we've got a lot of red and yellow going on here. Okay, and so what is going to form a triangle with red and yellow? That's going to be this nice blue over here. Okay, so that's why when we then use the blue here for our sentiment, it just pops off the card. Okay, same thing with our cinnamon here. I've got cinnamon functioning as my orange. All right, I've got a lot of cinnamon and green going on here. This whole yellow green thing going on here. Okay. So if I could change it, I should have changed this to jade, but the idea is the same. So what's going to form a triangle with cinnamon and green? That's going to be the purple over here. So that's how I knew to use the purple here. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about that just for a minute. It kind of helps you in choosing colors that work together on your cards. And remember, you can use any colors that you have in your stash, okay? Just remember to keep the yellow and the green together and the purple and the pink together, and then form your triangles, and that will really help you with your color. Okay, let's get started making our cards. Let's go ahead and do the red one first, the poppy card. This one uses this new DSP. It's so pretty. I think I'm on my second pack of this already. It's gorgeous. It's called Flowers for Every Season. It's in the new catalog. This strip of paper right here is the Poppy 6x6 designer series paper Poppy. It's from the last catalog, I think it was in the last catalog or the catalog before. So you can use any of your Poppy DSPs that you have in your stash. If you have the new one, that's fine, but if you have the older designs from older catalogs, those work too, okay? Just as long as we're keeping our Poppy going on here. And this is how I use those fancy label punches, so let me show you that. Okay, so for our card, okay, I've just got my Poppy card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 side folding, okay? So I have a piece of white DSP here. This paper is cut to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So I can just, when I lay this panel onto my card, I can see I've got about it's not 1/4 of an inch. How much is that? About 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, I knew it wasn't big enough to be 1/4 of an inch, but this gives me about a nice, about a 3/8 inch margin all the way around. Now, I didn't want to, you can certainly just put this right down on your card. I just wanted to put it on the paper. I felt it made it more sturdy. So all I'm gonna do then is cut my 2 pieces to fit on top of this white panel without any white showing. So this one is cut 7/8, this one is cut 3 inches, and then the 5 1/8 to fit across my panel here. So now I'm going to just glue my panel. Picked up too much glue there. Oh, that glue stick's almost out. Okay, and then I can just lay this across here, and then lay this across here, okay? And that gives, that then, not only does it make this more sturdy before I put it onto my card, but also if I choose to pop this up, I did not on this card, but if I wanted to pop this up, then I could put some dimensionals or foam strip behind that, and that will give a nice, it'll give a nice base to pop up. I am going to go ahead and just put this one, get that straight down there. Okay, there we go. Okay, now for our, do I have a piece of, I hope I have a piece of yellow. Bumblebee. I might have, oh, yep, I've got a little piece. Thank goodness. I've got to remember to put some in your kits. And then my sentiment, I'm actually using shimmer white to stamp my sentiments on. Just to give it that extra. Okay, so you'll need your 2 punches. These are my new favorite punches. Okay, label me lovely, label me fancy. They do work together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and we are using sentiments from Celebrate Sunflowers. Okay, I'm going to use this sentiment, and I'm going to use this one. Okay, and then we're using the dies from this in our other card. Okay, just ink this up in my Pacific Point. I really loved Blueberry Bushel because it was such a bright blue. And so when that went away, I thought, what else do I have that's a nice bright blue? And I thought, you know what? I need to get out my Pacific Points. Okay. So super easy. Stamp that. I mean, how fabulous is this punch? I love how much real estate this punch has. I can use big sentiments. Now, just doing this, I felt like it needed something. And so I went ahead and just punched out a piece of Bumblebee, and then what I did is I cut this in half like this, and then just stick some dimensionals. Oh, do I have the baby dimensionals? I have babies. Okay. Dimensional babies. Okay. I like the babies. Stick these on here, like this. Oh, here we go again. Trying to get these little papers off. I almost think the babies are easier than the Mama dimensionals. Okay, let me just put a little stick on those. Okay, so now all you have to do is you see how that just fits right behind there. Look at that. Okay, and then I just kind of get them as close to the same size as I can. And then, oh, my glue stick. They're all running out because I've been sitting here gluing scraps together and everything else, just playing, seeing what I can come up with. I have some, this glue is messy though. Oh well. Put some here. Okay. And then I'm just gonna set this here. Okay. Okay. And then the last thing, and then next you're gonna wrap your twine around here, your baker's twine. I just chose white to, it matches, it allows this white to stand out. And I didn't really want to introduce any more color because we've already got so much going on. So we've got that down. So add your twine, and then I adhered this flat to my card, so I just glued that straight down. Okay? And then what you end up with is this. Okay? Card number 1. Let me show you now the cinnamon card. I really am grooving on this cinnamon. I really like it. Okay. For the cinnamon, we're going to use a piece of the, we're going to use 2 different paper packs for the cinnamon. This is the In Color 6x6 papers, 2020 through 2022. I think I typed that incorrectly. 2020 through 2022 In Color 6x6 paper. And then this again is the Flowers for Every Season. This is the sunflower die, and I have a piece of vellum nudged under here. Okay, and then this is all shimmer white. So that's shimmer white, this is shimmer white, this is shimmer white. Okay, I didn't have any more of this wood panel print. It's in your kits. So for demonstration, I'll just use this piece, which is also in that 6x6 pack. This piece measures 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just glue this down. Look at that high graphic backside. Oh, that's pretty. this print in the magenta is so pretty. Okay, just gonna put that down like this. Now, pro tip, when you're doing your 2 cards, so this is the piece that's going to go here. So actually on my red card, or on this card, I actually stamp the sentiment for the red card. Ink that up. Stamp. Punch it out. Of course, I should have done this one, but that's okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this piece, put it right on top of here like this, okay? So you don't even notice my glue's leaking. God, this is the messiest glue. Okay, so let me just glue this. I should have just done this sentiment. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, I let that glue get too far out. I sure did. Ugh, I haven't had enough coffee yet. Okay. And then make sure that's nice and straight on there. Okay. And then I can just take this like this. Oh, my glue is running out. Good gracious. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay this down here like this. And that's pretty just like that. That is pretty just like that. Wow. Okay. But we've got to use our sunflowers, because how can you not? Okay. So when I first put the sunflower down, you see, it's a little busy, and I need to get a little more control over the space. So by putting the vellum behind here like this, it keeps everything under control. Let's grab another glue stick. Okay, so, but vellum, you know, it's always a little tricky putting the vellum down. Okay, you can go ahead and pick these out if you want. I don't worry about it terribly much. Just get these out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue this nice surface area they gave us here. That is perfect. Perfect amount of surface area. Then you just pop this on here. It's not my intention for these to match, for these tips to match, okay? I want these scattered across here. And then look how fabulous this is. Look, I've got glue right there. Stick a piece of paper on top of it. Okay, you might have to hold it a little bit. But then look, then you just match up that same surface area with your glue. And you just lay that down there like that. And you'll want to hold it for a minute. I'll put punch on top of it, however you want to do that. Okay, and then we will punch out our sentiment. Since silly me did the same one. Oh, that's Granny Apple. Where's my gorgeous grape? Where's my gorgeous grape? Here it is. Still got it with my dragonfly. Okay, this one says, know that you are loved. You always have the sweetest sentiments. Okay. Stamp that. I'm gonna do this down a little bit. Then I can get into, oh, I did not. Are you kidding? You can turn shimmer white over, by the way. Yeah, and it's shimmery on both sides. What? I better not do that again. Okay, straight down. Let the ink transfer. Straight up. Ah. Okay, now let me get my little punch. Get that out of the way. This should be stuck down now. Okay, I'm gonna need some dimensionals. So let's see what I'm doing here. Okay, definitely need dimensionals for that. Okay, this ribbon is lovely. And it's totally gonna be hard to get a hold of, but wowza. Loveliness. My scissors are getting dull. They need to be sharpened. So we'll have to figure out how to do that. They're old scissors. They've lasted a long time. Okay. I don't have glue dots right in front of me at the moment, so I'm just going to attach this ribbon with a dimensional, but keep in mind, use a glue dot. I'm not going to go searching for glue dots right now. And the baby, you can hide the baby under there. Okay. So I'm going to put my ribbon on here, and then I need some dimensionals back here. Oh, got dimensional papers everywhere. Well, here we go. Let me try to get these things off. I have nails, so I don't know why I can't do this. I have to get my poker, I guess. I don't use dimensionals too terribly much, but mostly because of this right here. Look, that is stuck down. It's stuck to the sticky. Oh, the sticky's still on there. Yay me. Okay. This one's not. I pulled the sticky off that one. It's all right. Not a big deal. Got these out. Okay. And let me get this right here. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I just love that cinnamon color. It's gonna be, everything this fall is gonna be cinnamon cider, everything. That is gorgeous. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Let me get my one that we made. Okay, here we go. All right, those are our two cards. ColourPop, remember, just think of the color wheel in a triangle, and that will help you choose sentiment colors that make your cards pop. Enjoy.